Well, we're ticking away, getting closer to NBL26, and it's an exciting time for everybody. A lot of new faces set to hit the floor, and here on NBL Now, we're catching up with everybody who's going to be playing, including some returning faces and some fan favourites, and that's who I've got with me right now. Zylan Cheatham joining the Adelaide 36ers. I'm smiling because I'm excited to get you back in the league. How you feeling, man? I know you fly out tomorrow. You excited?
Oh man, excited is an understatement. It's just been a hell of a journey to get here, honestly, and man, to see it just come full circle and lead me back to the NBL. It seems like a dream come true. So I'm excited.
2 years ago, when you finished up with the New Zealand Breakers, you went to Summer League, and I caught up with you there, and you spoke very glowingly about the NBL and how if it was in your future, you'd love to return. One, did you think it was going to happen so quick? But two, why did you feel that way about the league?
Well, I always knew it was a possibility, especially because I always had that kind of, from a competitive side, that kind of unfinished business type of
Mm.
feeling, So I always knew it was a possibility to come back. But I mean, the league is just so, it's amazing. I mean, the travel, these different countries that you're going to, the fact that the seasons flip and I get a second summer. I mean, the pay is on time. Just it's so many benefits. And then, I mean, the on the court aspect is it's you see the type of guys that are signing here now, and it's like, I mean, this is where I want to be. I want all that smoke.
We have learned a lot from the Adelaide 36ers build this season, to Matt Weston talking about how you wanted to be a part of what they're building and the excitement they're building. You've seen the Adelaide 36ers in the past. You played against them. You've seen some big rosters where they haven't achieved what they want to. Why Adelaide? What excites you so much about what they're building?
It kind of felt like it made sense, honestly. I mean, being that my last regular season game with New Zealand was actually at Adelaide, and I just remember the crowd being unbelievable, and we ended up getting stunned and lost that game. But I just remember how much engagement. I'm like, these guys aren't even playing for anything. Why is this sold out? And it was just that kind of stuck with me a little bit. And I mean, just seeing the excitement that the city has around the roster, the roster that they're putting together, and it's just, I mean, everything just kind of fell into place. And I'm like, this is something I really want to be a part of. So I think we have a chance to be special. I mean, I'm interested to see how it goes.
We'll talk a little bit about the team because it is exciting. We haven't seen a build like this for a very long time. But I'm interested to go into your mind right now as someone who's played all over the world. You come from Japan where you played a 60-game season. And hearing you say just there how you went to play Adelaide when you were a breaker, and this is something you thought, geez, this is kind of nice. Is that how a professional is, where you're trying to be locked into your current season, but those little seeds get planted wherever you are, thinking, if things line up, I could see myself playing here years down the track.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, as a professional, it's important to keep your eye on different leagues, keep your eyes on different teams, different coaches, different staffs and stuff. And you just never know where you'll end up. It actually worked out perfectly for me being in Japan last year. Majority of the NBL games would come on at a decent time for me. So, I mean, and it was so accessible. It was hard to kind of watch NBA, but I was able to watch a lot of NBL, and I actually watched a lot of Adelaide, believe it or not. And it's just like, I mean, it just seems like everything's making sense.
What do you learn from a Japan season? For a lot of NBL fans that don't know, we see a lot of players go over there, whether it's at the back end of an NBL season or they take a year or two off the NBL to go to play in Japan. The season itself is unique. As I said, it's 60 games. The way that the travel and the schedule actually works out is unique. Did you know about all of this ahead of time, or was it something that you kind of had to learn and adapt with once you got there?
It was a mixture of both. I mean, one of my mentors, one of my best friends, Alan Williams, who I actually work out with every off season. He had actually played for the Dolphins prior to me signing there, so he was kind of filling me in on some of the blanks and telling me what to expect. And he had played for the coach that was there, SD, so he was kind of filling me in on some of it. But there's nothing like getting there and experiencing it. I mean, I like to say, and I admit it. I mean, I feel like I was one of those guys that went into Japan feeling like, you know what, I've played at the highest level. I'm going over here and I'm about to just dominate and no one's going to be. And I was humbled pretty quickly. I came out there, had a couple bad games, wasn't really playing well. It took me a little time to get adjusted to it because it's a high level of basketball. And There's some high level players over there. You'd be surprised. So that was one. It just kind of, I went over there with the wrong mentality, but experience is the best thing. I mean, getting over there and they could tell you about the food, and everyone has their own opinion on it, but there's nothing like getting your own. So I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a place that's on my bucket list. I want to get to it to see what it's all about, especially now with the NBL and the Australian connections. Going back that year before with the New Zealand Breakers, and again, what you've been at to in your career right now, what are we going to see from Zylan Cheatham this year that perhaps the last 2 years in particular has helped prepare you for? I'm expecting we're going to see a different version, the one that it was really what became a fan favorite very quickly still.
For sure. Well, I mean, obviously, I know what I bring to the floor as a basketball player, defensive versatility, offensive versatility, the ability to just impact the game in so many ways. But I think the biggest things that I'm focused on this year is just one, staying in the moment, being present for every day, not looking too far, not anticipating trying to make playoffs or whatever, just really focusing in on the day to day, becoming a better leader, becoming a better off the floor person. I want to really hone in on those relationships and really get close to my teammates. And I think that's the difference between good and great teams, in my opinion. So for me, you're getting a person that will literally leave it all on the floor, will run through a wall from our organization. I don't like to miss games. I don't like to miss practices. I don't like to miss anything. So I consider myself a hard worker, a grinder, and I really consider myself a fan favorite. I mean, I bring energy to the arena, so we'll see what I can do.
You mentioned at the start as well the unfinished business. Is part of your thinking and mentality going into this is that as good as the success the Breakers had that year, your season was marred with injury where we didn't get to see the very best of you. So as much as everybody loved you and you had tremendous individual and team success, there's a lot more to show the fans out here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, that season was so tough because, I mean, if you weren't really paying attention to how we were doing early on, you don't really understand how I felt getting injured at the time that I got injured. I mean, I was coming off of two solid performances in our NBA tour. We played Utah and Portland, so I played decent. We come back and our first game is versus Melbourne, which was number one at the time. They were rolling and all the hype, everything's going on at Melbourne. So this was my like coming out party, and I had a career high that night. Ended up finishing with 30 points. We ended up losing the game, but just to see the type of mentality I was in at the time. So then coming off the 30 ball, and then we go home and we play actually Adelaide at home. I'm having another solid game. Believe I had like 17 points going into the fourth or right at the start of the fourth, and I just break my foot. Like I do a natural basketball movement and my foot breaks. So it was really nothing I could do about it. And it was so tough for me because I felt like I was just, figuring it out. I was figuring out how to score. I was on the same page with Modi in terms of where my shots were coming, and I had really honed in on specific areas of the floor, and it started to click for me. And then I break my foot, and our roster changes, and we add Anthony Lamb, and it just kind of everything just kind of shifted in that 3 months. Then to come back and try to join a team where Parker Jackson Cartwright is playing unbelievable, Anthony Lamb is playing unbelievable, and me trying to find my way into this, you know. And I feel like it was kind of tough at first, but I feel like I did. I mean, I had some big games. I had a big game at Tasmania that we really needed. I had a big game at Perth that we really needed when Anthony Lamb actually tore his Achilles. So just, I mean, looking at the grand scheme of that year, man, it was just like you get that feeling of underachievement, but I mean, we still were able to make the first round, and unfortunately, we lost to Illawarra. But I would definitely wouldn't say it was the best season for us as competitors.
I think that's what a lot of us, especially commentators, are looking forward to seeing is a full season, staying healthy and showing what you're capable of doing. You mentioned Alan Williams in that, and also you mentioned Modi Mayor, where Modi Mayor is doing very good things in Japan. The relationships that you've made through basketball and have the connection from the NBL with guys like that, How often are you leaning on them or talking about things? Maybe it's your individual game, maybe it's the league as a whole, whilst maybe not a part of it, and also will you keep doing it this year while you're here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those guys. I don't have any pride when it comes to, I mean, asking for help or trying to get a little nugget here and there that could give me an advantage over maybe a matchup or a team. So I'm really big on that. I mean, I if I have a guy that played with this guy on this team and I'm about to match up with them. Hey, what do you think about him? What are some tendencies? What are so I try to consistently do that in my career and yeah, for sure will. Especially going into this next season. I mean, Alan Williams is someone I actually lean on for, guidance. I mean, he's been doing. I'm not sure what year he's going into, but he's done a lot of the things that I aspire to do, and he's just a really good person to have in your corner. So, yeah, I lean on a couple guys throughout the season. I won't spill everyone.
Well, that's two very big fan favorites in yourself and Al Williams right there from NBL point of view. Let's talk a little bit about the team build because you're coming into a team where you got to learn firsthand when you were playing against him. There's greatness and there's Bryce Cotton. This is a 5-time MVP. This is someone who's going to go down in the history books as one of the greatest of all time. You don't have to worry about going against him. He's going to be on your team. How excited are you to be able to line up alongside him? And there's other players, obviously, Montrez, DJ, Flynn Cameron, emerging talent, Isaac Humphries. But Bryce Cotton in particular, it doesn't get bigger in NBL circumstances.
Yeah, I think just from a competitor and a player standpoint, I mean, I've never been one of those guys that didn't give flowers and didn't give credit when it's due. Even though I'm competing against you or whatever it is, and from the moment I joined the NBL, I was hearing about him. I mean, I had heard about him prior, but there's nothing like actually seeing him on the floor and actually, getting a feel for, what he can bring to the table. So I mean, the opportunity is unbelievable. I'm really blessed for it, and excited is an understatement. I mean, to think that to see the gravity that he pulls, with just him being on the floor and knowing that one of the best things I do is play make, and one of the best things I do is, play off of that short roll and play off of shooters and stuff like that. So I just think it's gonna be a show. I mean, I'm very excited about it. I don't want to speak too much on it, but I mean, excited is an understatement.
I like the terming it's going to be a show because we're all expecting the fireworks. It's going to be bloody fun to watch. On that, you mentioned the fans. The fans have sold out the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, whether the team's winning or losing. Now you've got this unbelievable membership run where people are just begging for a chance to come and watch what's going to happen in NBL 26. What you witnessed that one game where you were there, the last game you were in the NBL, compared to what it's probably going to be like in the first home game. Are you prepared for this? Because they've never seen this kind of take up for a membership. And if they could sell an extra 10,000 seats, I'm sure they wouldn't a heartbeat.
I mean, I like to say yes, I'm prepared for this for sure, but you just kind of never know until you get there. I mean, I've obviously played in my fair share of sold out crowds and packed arenas and stuff. It's not something that's completely foreign to me, but there's nothing like, that new team with you try to block it out, but I mean, let's just be honest with these expectations and, everyone saying this and that about you and trying to find a way to get this group to mesh with the, I mean, with the whole Adelaide watching, I feel like it's just something you could say you're prepared for, but you never know until you get in the moment. I mean, I'm gonna just take it day by day. But man, I cannot wait to just look around and just see the excitement, and oh man, it's I'm getting jitters just thinking about it.
You and me both, I'll be down there for a couple of games. And I do want to leave you with this. I want to ask you because you mentioned the expectation, and there's a lot of it's been the biggest off season in NBL's history because a lot of teams have taken big strides forward. But Adelaide were one of the first teams that really made all these big moves. And the expectation is one thing that it sounds like you and the rest of the team talking to DJ, everybody, rather than just ignoring it, you kind of taking your stride and say, yep, you know what, this is what the front office has built. It comes with an expectation that we want to win. And we're okay with that. We'll take the pressure and we're going to do whatever we can to try and bring a title to Adelaide.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this is what you play for. I mean, this is what I mean, I could think back to when I first started playing basketball. This is what all those experiences, all those, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly, the injuries, the good games, the bad games, good seasons, bad seasons. I like this about that season. I didn't like this about that co. This is what all that to me it prepared me for, you know, and as a competitor, it's like that's what you want. You want those expectations. I want you guys to think we're the best team in the league, and because I do, you know, and I want to come into a game, and you know, I'm excited for the opportunity, man. Without getting too deep into, you know, but I'm very excited about the opportunity.
Yeah, we can tell, and I am as well. So I know you got to fly out tomorrow, so I appreciate your time, Zylan. We'll catch up a whole lot more before the Blitz is around the corner, and then Adelaide fans will get to see you in the flesh in not too long. So safe flight, man. Great catching up, and I'm looking forward to a big NBL 26.
Sounds good. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for having me. See you soon.